Advice for agents. So there is a certain sentence that a buyer can say, and it can have a tendency to suck the air out of an agent, a buyer agent, and it shouldn't. And here's why. So today at our call review training, we were listening to a call, and the prospective buyer was saying, "Oh, I'm in a month-to-month lease right now, and there's a situation where I kind of need to get out more quickly, and but then she said, but I'm not in a rush, and I can take my time. I'm not in a hurry." And I could just tell, looking around at our agents, that they all immediately kind of lost their enthusiasm a bit, because does that mean then that they're not going to buy, but what I wanted to make sure that they understood is that is fear showing itself, because sometimes the buyer doesn't want to admit, like, I am actually in a huge rush, like I have an immediate need, because maybe that makes them more vulnerable if they fall into the wrong hands. But in my experience, a lot, if not the majority, of people that say, I'm not in a rush, I'm not in a hurry, I can take my time. I'm not exaggerating when I say most of the time those are the people that need to buy, or that do end up buying the quickest. And I think they just don't want to be vulnerable. They're afraid. They don't know what that means, what somebody's going to do with that information. And so they want to kind of keep it close to the cuff and see what you're going to say. So I always encourage you as an agent to counter back and say, absolutely, there is no rush. We want to make sure we find you that perfect home, regardless of how long that takes. And obviously we want to match the timeline that works best for you. A lot of the time when you validate the fact that they don't need to be in a rush, that they're not in a rush, then either that right away they say, well, I don't want to wait forever, and then immediately you know that there's a little bit more urgency in the matter. Or over time they'll reveal that maybe they do have a need to do something more quickly, or they just fall in love with something quickly. And then it seems like on the flip side, the people that are like, oh yeah, I'm ready to buy tomorrow, then those people take 2 years. So it's just funny, but I just think as agents, sometimes we let the wind get taken out of our sails, and we shouldn't, because regardless of how long they may intend on looking, that shouldn't mean that we're going to treat them any differently. If they tell us they're looking 2 years, well, I still want to follow up with you and stay top of mind. And if they say, I could buy tomorrow, but it may take me a year, well, I'm going to treat you as an A buyer who can buy tomorrow. And then if we find the right thing and you do, then obviously that's great. But don't let that take the wind out of your sails. That's fear surfacing. Identify it and add value and take them off the defense, and you'll be amazed at where it goes. Have a great weekend.